Today is candy and cookie making day at my house. I already have started the crock pot Christmas crack candy that we showed you the video where we made it last year. So easy to make. But today I'm going to make a recipe that's in my volume 1. I think it's Sean's favorite type of candy, and it's peanut butter balls. It's not hard at all. Now, what we're going to do is you melt 2 sticks of butter, which I did, and to that you're going to add 1 cup of peanut butter. And y'all, I did spray my cup with a little vegetable oil because some of you told me if you did that, it would be easier to get out. And it is. We learn from each other. And now I'm going to add 2 cups of confectioner's powdered sugar. And I measured that out. Okay, gonna mix that well, and I'm gonna turn it on slowly. Now I'm gonna add 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs. You can crush your own, or you can be lazy like me and buy the graham cracker crumbs that's already crushed finely. So we're going to put 2 cups. There's 1, 2. I'll mix that together. Okay, now I'm just going to make sure that that's all mixed together, and then we're going to roll it into balls. Now, I think I may have to spray my hands. I'm not sure, but I'm going to, just a little bit. Okay, and we're just going to roll these into balls. I'm going to add just a little bit more of the graham cracker crumbs because it seems just a little bit thin. Yeah, that's better. I remember my mother making these. At Christmas, my mother always made peanut butter balls, and she would make Martha Washington candy, and I may try to do that if I have time. And she also would make date balls that were delicious. That's a little big. And she made orange balls, and that was, I remember she would put orange juice in the balls. I don't know. I'll have to look for her recipe. But I think it was like, I want to say it was vanilla wafers crushed and the other ingredients, and she would put orange juice and then roll it in powdered sugar. Those were so good. I don't know if I'm going to have time to make all of those, but I would love to. Amy and I, well, Amy started it years ago when her boys were young, but she would make candy and they would take it to people in the community that, you know, were shut in or whatever. And she had continued to do that. Well, last year they were living here. And she and I made candy together and treats. And she said, Mama, do you want to go with me? And I said, I sure do. And we took it to some elderly people, but we also took it to some friends that we don't see very often. They live in the community, but you know how your life takes you in different directions, and if you're not in the same church, you don't see them. But it really meant so much to me, and I told her, well, I texted her about 2 weeks ago, and I said, are we going to take candy this year? And she said, well, I want to. And she doesn't get out of school as early. Normally, I'm going to say normally, I felt like they used to have, or we used to have, about a week before Christmas and a week or so after. Well, they don't get out until this Friday, and Christmas Eve is Tuesday. So I told her I would make as much as I can. She'll make some. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and roll the rest of these in a ball. And then I'm going to refrigerate these at least an hour, and then I'll be back. I know this is not the best place for you to see what's going on, but I put the peanut butter balls in my refrigerator, and I left them several hours, because if you don't do that, they're not going to be easy to dip, because this hot almond bark will cause them to want to disintegrate. But I'm not going to have you watch me do all of these, because I have another pan in the refrigerator. But I just melted a half of a big block of the chocolate almond bark. My nose is itching. And it didn't take but about 2 minutes. And then I'm just dipping these into the chocolate. If you can see right here, I'm really putting the chocolate on top, just letting it sit. And then I'm going to pull this up with my fork and kind of get some of the chocolate off. Then take my spoon and just scoot it on off. And remember to be salt and light, and I'll be back soon.